Mr. Kevin Powers. He moved to Charlotte in 2003. He has been with Carolinas Medical Center for the past 3 years, and his speech title is Cytology. And I got it right.
Psychology, but it's cytology with a T. And I'm sure a lot of you have gone to the doctor and you probably had a test done and they take the sample. You might wonder what happens to that sample after they take the sample. I want to tell you a little bit about that, about what I do. I'm a cytotechnologist at Carolinas Healthcare System, and what I do, I look for cellular changes and abnormalities with a microscope. And I'm in the cytology department. That's part of anatomic pathology. Cytology was perfected by Dr. George Papanicolaou, and he discovered that you could use fluid, take fluid from the female genital tract and use it to detect cervical or uterine cancer. And the Pap smear, or Papanicolaou smear, is named for him. And there are two types of specimen that I mainly look at, and those are GYN, which is Paps, and then the other is non-GYN, which is everything else in the body. And that also includes fine needle aspirations, or FNAs. And first of all, with GYN, the Paps, a woman will go to the doctor and she'll have her Pap smear done, and the doctor uses a brush to collect that, and he puts the brush in a vial and seals that, and then he sends it to the lab. And once it gets to the lab, a lab system will process that, and they'll put it in a machine, and then the machine will mix up the cells and then put them on a glass slide, and then it'll also stain the cells so we can see them under a microscope. And then there's a cover slip placed over top of that. And then the slides are given a number per session, and the name is put on the slide for identification purposes. And then the slides come to me, and I look at the cells, and if they look negative or look normal, then I'll go ahead and sign them out and send the report to the doctor. If they're abnormal, then I'll send the case to the pathologist, and he'll make a diagnosis, and then send the report out to the doctor. The other type of specimen I look at, like I said before, the non-GYNs, and those include the fine needle aspirations, and those are collected by a radiologist, and usually in CT or ultrasound. And he'll use a long needle and he'll guide that into the body, into the area that needs to be sampled. And then he'll withdraw the cells, and then we spread them on a slide, and they're stained and taken to the pathologist, who will give a diagnosis and let the radiologist know if it's malignant or not. Then the other type of specimen, the other non-GYNs I look at are they can be from anywhere in the body. They could be urine from the bladder, they could be bronchial cells, bronchial wash from the lung, could be spinal fluid. So basically, it could be anywhere in the body. I've kind of told you about the process, how the specimen is processed. I'd like to tell you a little bit about what happens to the cells when they progress from normal to abnormal to cancer. There are two main types of cells that we look at, and squamous is one type, and the glandular is the other. Squamous cells, when they're normal, we have cytoplasm, and then there's a little nucleus there, and that's what a normal squamous cell looks like. As they get more abnormal, the cytoplasm gets a little bit smaller, and the nucleus gets bigger. And we call that the NC ratio, the nuclear cytoplasmic ratio. And then eventually, as it gets to cancer, be like a little wisp of cytoplasm, and that's how you know that it's cancerous. Now, the glandular cells, they're usually columnar. They look like a column, and they have little cilia up there. Kind of a little bit like beaver. And so that's normal, and usually they're like in a row. Like that. And that's what they look like normally. And then as they get more atypical, they kind of tend to round out. Each individual cell kind of rounds out, and the nucleus gets bigger. And then sometimes they get even bigger with the nucleus, and they have sort of like little nuclei, like it's almost like little nucleuses inside of the one nucleus. That's what that looks like when it becomes cancerous. Looking forward, the use of non-GY cytology is expanding through the use of endoscopic ultrasound, which is used with a probe that's inserted into the esophagus, and that helps the doctor see more of the chest and the abdomen. And as far as GY cytology is concerned, molecular testing is being used more often to detect the presence of HPV, which causes cervical cancer in women. And certain strains make a woman more susceptible to cervical cancer. So to review, you know the process. You know that the specimen goes to it's collected, it goes to the lab, it's read by the technologist, and processed and read by the technologist, and maybe by the pathologist too. So maybe now that you kind of understand the process, when you get your bill in the mail, you'll understand when it's probably more than you thought it should be. You kind of understand why it is that much. Mr. Toastmaster.